Hey, everybody. It's Lanissa and Kate. A little bit more of what's hot and what's not today with LB Solutions. And this is my homegirl, Kate, our resident physician liaison extraordinaire. So we're just off the cuff talking about what's hot and what's not. So today, what's hot is sales as service. Actually serving your customers. So making sure that your message is the message that they need to hear and then serving them well. So Kate, I'm going to let you take it from here. What do you have to say about that?
This one is so important because there is a fine line. And I think we've all seen the wrong side of that fine line where it's a salesperson becomes a customer service rep and there's actually no movement, right? Or no movement of the dial. Or on the flip side, we have that just like salesperson that nobody enjoys in their office, who is just there to take and ask and ask and ask, right? So it's really that fine line of serving your customers, but also moving the dial forward with them. And it can be hard. It can be really hard to walk that line. And sometimes you feel like you go through 2 or 3 calls on an office where you feel like all you did was customer service. Back in my contact lens days, I remember there was like this one office who I spent a half a day reorganizing their fit set room, which is like their trial lenses. And I felt like I spent a lot of time just doing something that maybe one of their technicians could have done, right? But I agreed to do it and she let me do it. So I did it. And I left being like, was that a worthwhile investment? I don't know. And the second time I came, she just asked me to restock the trials. Again, super customer servicey, a little bit frustrating if you're a salesperson, because you're like, no, I want to get some business out of this, right? But that third time I went back, she said, yeah, I need you to restock the lenses. And then when I went to go restock them, there were a lot of missing trials, which is a good thing. So that enabled some conversation and she trusted me. She saw value in me. And it just established a lot of credibility there. So, and then that relationship grew. So I think use service to increase your sales, right? Maybe start with service if it's a new office, or if it's an office that you are having a hard time getting that relationship with. Hey, what can I help you out with? And it can be simple, right? Like I know you've talked about, Lanissa, just as simple as practicing verbiage with the front desk, like super easy stuff. But if the referring partner sees you as an asset to filling some of those gaps, those needs that they have, then it's a lot easier to be that sales consultant to them, not just somebody who asks and asks and asks, but is really a part of their business plan, really a business partner. And I think that's the key difference of what's hot, service is sales versus what's not.
Yeah, and I love what you said. Well, first of all, that service that you provided really ended up building that relationship and
absolutely.
building that trust in those sales, which is amazing. But and then you said something else awesome, and I've already forgotten what it is. So kudos to you. It was awesome though, because it was so awesome. I wanted to expand on it. But
well, hey, anyway, we can rewatch our own video, right?
Right. Yeah. But just serving those customers really well. And in any way, oh, I know what it was. Now I remembered business partner, setting yourself apart as not just a sales rep, but an actual business partner. How can you help them? How can you partner with them? Mm-hmm. Not just asking, taking, but how can you partner with them to help them in their business? And that could be, like you said, Kate, as simple as some training for staff. Helping them with some of their, numbers or reporting. Sometimes they don't know where their business is coming from. And so helping them with those kinds of things and sharing that information. So there's a lot of different ways you can serve, but sales as service is definitely hot. And what is not hot is used car, pushy sales. Totally went out.
Like, has that ever been hot though? I
mean, nobody's ever liked it. So I'm going to say it's never been hot. I mean, I think back in the 80s or 90s, like I think people tried to think it was hot, but I don't know that anybody really likes to be on the receiving end of that.
No. But it's also one of those things like you can think who would ever do that? I would never be that greasy car salesman. But if you're not careful and you're not leading with service or asking for business that you've earned first, you can fall into that trap. Even a good intentioned salesperson can fall into that category of, it can become desperation. Maybe you're getting pressure from your manager for numbers or whatever the case may be. You can still fall victim to that. So I think it's important to really talk about ways to avoid that what's not hot scenario.
Yeah. And I think ways to do that, and we say this all the time, and it's because it's so important. Ask questions.
Yeah.
And listen. Those are two really good ways to get you out of kind of that self-centered, self-serving, is if you ask those questions to learn about them and learn about their needs. And then if you actually shut up and listen, which is so hard for us sales types. Just sit there, and I'm telling you, those 2 seconds of silence, only 2 seconds, they feel like 2 hours for us.
Yeah,
they
do.
Like, we want to fill that silence, but don't listen. Just listen. And that will help you be what's hot service as a salesperson versus what's not used car. So if you want to learn more about what's hot and what's not, if you're ready to own your physician referral network program, or you want to join our Physician Liaison Mastermind, check us out at our website, lb.solutions. Till next time, see you later.